Hey, welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. I'm Jerry, and this time we're going to do a little bit of annual maintenance that really helps you keep your freshwater tank nice and fresh. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome back. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video at the end, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Hey, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to sanitize our fresh tank. Now, this does two things for you. Number one, it sanitizes your fresh tank, but it also sanitizes all of your lines, which is really a good idea to do at least once a year. And here's why it's important. Especially coming into the winter time, and we don't fully winterize our trailer because we do camp all year long. But it's really important to sanitize this fresh tank because some of the parks that you're going to go to during the winter are not going to have their water hookups turned on. And so you're going to need to fill up your fresh tank in order to have shower water, drinking water, etc. Now, a lot of people don't drink out of their fresh tank. They use it for showers and whatnot. But we use our full system for everything. We do carry bottled water and stuff like that. But when you need that fresh water, you need it to be healthy. And there's a couple things that happen throughout the year, especially if you don't use your fresh tank a lot. If there's moisture in there, you're going to start growing some algae or bacteria in your fresh tank. So you want to clean that, like I said, at least once a year. And so we always do that this time of year before we get into some of the winter camping. And that way we know when we do arrive at a park that we don't have to worry about the water being turned off. We can always fill our tank, and then we'll have 40 gallons of drinking, showering, and flushing water. Okay, so the process is real simple. It takes about 4 hours. There's some people that say to do this over a 24-hour period. It's not really necessary. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through how we sanitize our tank. And this is pretty much the standard way of sanitizing your gray tank. So the things that you're going to need for this is you're going to need some bleach, and whether it's Clorox or whatever brand of your choice, you're going to need a 1/4 cup of bleach for every 15 gallons of capacity. So we have a 40-gallon tank, so we use a cup of bleach, and you dilute that down so there's never any problem. And after you go through this process, even if there's a little bit of residue, there's more bleach in your city water at home than there will be in your fresh tank left over. The other thing that you're going to need is a funnel of some sort. I picked up this funnel for $1, and it works really great when you're adding your bleach solution. And when we talk about bleach solution, what I do is I just have an old 1 gallon, it used to be distilled water, fill it with water, and then I put my cup of bleach in here. So the bleach is already in here. So really all there's left to do is put water in your fresh tank and then add your solution. A great tool to have is this little adapter. Right here is made by Camco. You can pick it up for less than $5. And it has a on-off switch, and I'm going to shoot it that way. The water's not on, but you could turn on and off the water and put that down into your fresh. I'll show you that in a sec. So let's go ahead. We want to put a little bit of water, a couple gallons of water in the fresh tank. Then we're going to add our solution. Then we're going to fill our tank all the way up, and then we'll go inside and show you the rest. Okay, so you are using your freshwater connection and not your city water connection. And there we go. Just stick that in, turn the water on. Then we're going to put a little bit of water. In our tank. Okay, so while you're filling up a little bit of water in your tank, make sure that your low point drain plug is in fact closed. So we just dumped, I don't know, little bit of water on the ground, but that's okay. We're gonna be doing that a lot today. So anyway, make sure that's closed. Go ahead and put a gallon or so in your fresh tank, and then we're gonna add our solution to that. Here's where the funnel comes in. Funnel makes it really nice and easy to pour out of this gallon jug. So I'm gonna so I've got 1 cup of bleach. This is a gallon of water, so it's already kind of diluting. And we're gonna go ahead and pour that right into our fresh tank. And you can really smell the bleach, which is a good thing. Okay, so now that we have our solution of 1 cup of bleach that's gonna fill up the 40 gallons, we're gonna go ahead and fill the tank all the way up. And that's gonna take a little bit of time. So you're going to know your tank is full when your overflow, you can hear it gurgling when water starts to come out of that overflow. You know, hey, be real aware of that. Don't walk away from it because remember, you've got that bleach solution in there and it'll bleach the side of your trailer. So just kind of be, you know, that first trickle, pull it out and make sure that you hose that clean. But I like to stick around to make sure that it doesn't dump. Now, a lot of people do this process while they're at a campground and you're using, you know, their water. I'm at home right now, so I'm actually using my water. So I'm going to burn through, you know, about 80 gallons of water today. But it's something that you really need to do at least once a year. Okay, so the fresh tank is totally full. And now we're going to go inside and I'll show you the rest of this process. Put the cap back on and I rinsed everything off around here. And we're done with all the bleach stuff on the outside. So let's head inside and see what we do next. Okay, so we're inside now. And so now we're going to start sanitizing all the lines. So what we're going to have to do is turn on our pump, which you know you never use when you're on city connection. So we're going to turn on the pump and we are going to run it through all the lines by bleeding it through the sink. And then we'll do the shower, we'll do the bathroom sink, we'll do the toilet. And do not forget, if you have an outdoor shower, make sure that you run it through that also. So we'll do that outside kind of as our last thing to do right before we fill up the tank again. So I'll show you what we're doing here. First things first, we are going to turn on the water pump. Okay, all right, the pump's running, so we're going to go ahead and run the water until we smell the bleach. And you'll be able to smell it. All right, we got bleach coming out, and it will fill up. I mean, the odor of bleach is gonna fill up your trailer. So what a lot of people suggest is at the end of this process, you could put a little baking soda into your fresh tank and run it through. We never do that. We just go ahead and run the water, cycle the water through, and you get no taste of bleach at all. The other thing that this is doing is it's going into your gray tanks and black tanks, kind of cleaning those out too. Oh yeah, good bleach. Okay, so we're going to do that in the bathroom next. So now we're running that in the bathroom sink until we smell that bleach. And we're going to do the same thing in the shower. until we smell that bleach. And of course, we're going to flush it through the toilet. Okay, now that we've run the water through all of the system, we're going to go outside, do the outside shower. Then we'll turn that off, and then we're going to let this sit for 4 hours. So let's turn the pump off. Okay, it's been 4 hours. So we're back out here in the trailer. We're going to run that water again. And now we've got a really good smell of bleach. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn off the water in here. Yeah, it's almost overwhelming, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn everything off now. Now we're going to drain all the water. So we're going to turn off the pump. We're going to open up our valves. We're going to go to our low point drain. We're going to drain all of that. We're going to drain the fresh tank and let all of that water flush out. Then we're going to fill that tank again and run it back through just a little bit, flush it again, and then the next time we go camping, we'll finish it, because all we have to do is hook up the city water. The freshwater tank will be empty, and then we will, from there, we can go to just run the water until you don't smell that smell anymore. But we don't necessarily need to do that today. And at this point, it's diluted enough that it's definitely not going to hurt you. So we're going to turn off the pump. We're going to open up our valves, flush that water through the system, and go outside and drain, and then we'll fill again. Okay, so all the water is drained again. So now we're going to go under and plug up the low drain point again, and then fill up the fresh tank one more time. Okay, so the tank outside is full again. So now we are going to repeat the process. We're going to turn on the pump. We're going to run water through the lines until we don't smell the strong odor of bleach. If there's a little bit in the lines, that's okay. That will flush out, because that'll be in the lines, because we are going to drain the fresh tank again when we get done with this process. Hey, the other thing that we like to do here, since we're going to be flushing, we use these pods, the dishwasher pods that you put in your dishwasher, and we drop those down in our sink too. And I'll tell you why we do that. Number one, it cleans out the tank a little bit, but it also breaks down grease, and so we like doing that. So we will do that in this process. I'll just go ahead and drop that down in the sink, and then as I run water through there, we'll go ahead and degrease as we're sanitizing. So let's get the pump turned back on, get some water flowing through all of the systems one more time, and then we will wrap this up. All right, got the pump turned on. Let's run some water. So we're starting with a little trickle here because there's no water in the system. So we got to let that pump prime, and there you go. And there's a very strong odor of bleach coming through, and we're going to go ahead and run that until we can't smell bleach anymore. In the bathroom, the shower, toilet, and then the outside shower. And there's the little pod that we put in there. And we just let that naturally break down as we're running water through. And then that'll start taking down the grease and whatnot. Sometimes you gotta squish it around a little bit with your finger. All right, we blasted some air through there, and now that's running. And yeah, it's bleachy. And check out the shower. Okay, there's no more bleach smell coming through. I took the opportunity to go ahead and clean the sink while I was at it. So this is the farthest point from the fresh tank. So if there's no bleach smell coming out of here, then that means we're good in the bathroom and we're good there. So we'll turn that off. We're going to go ahead and shut things down in the bathroom, turn off the pump, and then drain the tanks from outside. Okay, so we turned off the pump, and now we're going to open up the valves again, just like we do after every camp out. That way we bleed out all of the lines. So we're bleeding the lines out, and that way we're good to go for any cold temperatures that are due our way. So pretty good, and you could already see that the water is slowing down. So we're going to go ahead and leave that open, and we'll go outside and get that shower outside, and we'll get the low point drain drained again, and we'll be done with this sanitation project. Hey, you probably don't need to see me turning a valve, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up right here. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you've got a different way of sanitizing your lines and cleaning out your fresh tank, please let me know in the comment section below. Give us that thumbs up, share this video with a friend, and until next time, we will see you in the next video. Thanks for coming along.